lounging, son.
Welcome back to the Comic Lounge. My name's Ryan, and today I'm going to be talking about Empowered Internal Medicine. It was a special one-shot part of the Empowered series by Adam Warren. This one's featuring Brandon Graham on the art assist. Huge Brandon Graham fan. Love Adam Warren's stuff too. Just recently started reading Empowered through those trades, so when I saw this, I had to scoop it up. But before I get into it, I just want to remind everybody, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Check out some of the dope content. Hit that bell icon so you're notified every time we drop new vids, because we drop videos pretty much every day, give or take. But a lot of stuff in the catalog, over 700 videos. So hit that subscribe button. Now let's talk Empowered Internal Medicine. So right off the bat, this cover by, Adam Warren is drawing Empowered. You got Brandon Graham drawing Ninjette, and his signature stuff where he writes, he describes what you're looking at. I fucking love that stuff, and just such a great teaming. I mean, both of these guys are fantastic artists, and so we open up and we're immediately thrust into this Suprahuman Treatment Wing. We see all these people being admitted. There's blood-soaked handprints on the wall, and Emp looks completely distraught. Costume's always torn, which I love that she kind of mentions that in this little recap. We see blunt trauma, proximal amputation, and we see all, tell Dr. Multitude to start cloning himself stat. So just all sorts of stuff. People are fucking being admitted, bunch of craps going on, and we see Emp saying or we see somebody questioning, how did this happen? How the fuck did this happen? And Adam Warren does the black and white pages. He tees up Brandon Graham, who does all the color pages, and then Adam caps off the issue. Man, Brandon Graham is just one of my favorite cartoonists. Same with Adam Warren. I love both of their work, but Brandon Graham being on this book just feels right. And his style meshes really well. I love his design work. I love the color palette he uses on his books. And, we see Emp, we see Ninjette running. They're running to the hospital. Yes, Uber Nurse Delta, we are hurrying. I can see the distraught mother from here. And she's like, that's one big mother. So who is this mother? It's this massive mothership that's also a living ship. Just like this weird, oceanic looking kind of creature. Tentacles coming out, like this weird, kind of looks like, almost kind of like a play on Starro, which kind of, is kind of what it reminds me of, but a little bit different. Almost looking like the tentacles almost look like a furry kind of texture. I can't think of the ocean creature that it reminds me of. But anyways, it's over the city. The baby is being worked on at the hospital, and if the baby dies in surgery, this alien behemoth up there swears that the hospital, the whole city will die too. So they basically have to make sure the ship's baby is fixed so that their planet is not destroyed. A lot of humor in this book. I mean, look at this. Feel like helping out with some emergency xenosurgery? Well, I'm already a big fan of cutting things, so I'm halfway toward being a surgeon. Obviously Ninjette with her sword. So just really fun story. I love this too. Again, Brandon Graham does this so well. Building a scene out, all these little tertiary characters, things going on, weird alien type creatures. You got this playing. What it reminded me of is like Superman holding Supergirl in Crisis on Infinite Earths and screaming no, and then you pan out here. She's like, I'm not actually dead, you idiot. Who do I have to get? Who do I have to blow to get my damn head sewn back on? Foolish paperwork, befuddle not the mighty storm god with your accursed prattle of deductibles and co-payments and out-of-network expenses. Just so much funny shit going on. And another call out. I love that Adam and Brandon both hand letter their stuff. It adds a different layer to their comic books and just adds a different aesthetic to it as well. And then we pan out, Brandon and Adam very, very much so draw some of the most beautiful women, sexy women in comic books. And, we got this nurse. We have this dude that's just set on fire. And if you notice here, he's like, I got to see a doctor before my pilot goes out. So he's normally lit on fire. And just all this stuff that's going on in the background, all the while, the most important thing is that they get this baby ship healed and back to its mom. And so she sends Emp and Ninjette up to the, xenopediatric OR, and she's like, I'm not qualified for emergency surgery. She's like, well, you're a super chica, so you're qualified. So she sends her up. They tell her to get off on the 62nd floor. This is what's pretty crazy. This building, she's like, it only looks like it's up 30 or 40 floors. This is a spatio-temporally asynchronous hospital. So there's all sorts of different levels, 150 levels. It can transport sideways, up, down, through time. And they get off on this floor thinking, it says 60, but she's like, well, the floor says 62. So they get out, and Ninjette immediately says there's something smells wrong. And the floors start morphing. Everything starts coming to life, attacking them. Super fun sequence here. Again, I love the hand lettering that Brandon does. It's so good. So they're able to fight their way back into the elevator. I love how the door even starts forming teeth and starts attacking them. Emp blasts them back, and they proceed to go. And then they see the door says, "Large scale biohazard. Do not enter." Guess I should have taken the floor's word about it being the 62nd. Ninjette's sword got destroyed, so she's pretty upset about that. And this is one very messed up hospital. Then they get to the real 62nd floor, and look at this. I mean, just the level of detail that Brandon puts into these things. You see the baby ship is cut open. They're performing the surgery on it. Pretty crazy stuff here. I mean, look at this. Juveniles of this species manifest only a tiny footprint in our reality, but contain a sprawling pocket universe, a Gershman type Pokeverse inside themselves. As they mature, their internal spaces dwindle and their physical bodies grow to mega scale like the upset mothership overhead. I mean, the technology they're introducing, and even she's like, "Are you sure that incision is big enough for me to fit through?" So she's about to propel herself down into this baby alien ship. The nurse gives Ninjette this surgical super scalpel, basically in place of her katana. And something that Empower is always talking about is her body, and how she thinks she has a big ass and stuff. So she's always very conscious of the way she looks, and she's like, "Oh my god, my butt's touching an alien." And then they fucking get into this, and this entire baby ship that looks super small out there is massive inside. Then they start searching through this ship, all this different landscape. They're looking for this parasite, propelling up stuff, like gecko climbing in the rain. I don't even know if this is rain. And they find themselves right at the parasite. I love this. What they're calling each other. She's like, "You ready to roll with that strategy you worked out, Little Miss Stealthy?" "Sure thing, Little Miss Non-Stealthy." Their relationship has always been something funny that I've picked up out of some of the Empowered books. But I love that they get to the parasite and they start attacking. Why not pick on someone not your own size? Why don't you? And then we see this massive parasite start taking the form, mimicking her body. And now she's offended by them because of, how they're making her look overweight and fucking, gross looking. We see Ninjette using Henso Jutsu, the ninja's mystical art of disguise and impersonation. Note, Ninjette has never tried disguising herself as an alien parasite before, nor any other type of alien for that matter. So we see this parasite taking the form, attacking Emp, and she's pissed. She's like, "If your species had body image issues like I do, I wouldn't pull this blatantly sizest funhouse mirror shit on you, all right?" Ninjette's able to, she goes back to her normal form. She hits with surgical precision, attacking this armored cyst, and finds herself right up against the parasite queen. And then that parasite takes on the form of Ninjette. And so the whole point of getting the parasite out to heal this baby ship, they've come up with a brilliant plan to take the parasite out of there so this parasite can give birth to its own spawn, and they transport it straight to that 62nd floor. Now they leave it there, and I love the lettering on the parasite too. "I'll name my parasite baby after you. Your time's up, stupid structural infection. Floor 60 belong to me now." And they make their way out. Everything is as it should be. And then they question whether or not they're going to be able to get back to the lobby without another bizarre elevator encounter. And as they're going down, because this is, spatiotemporal asynchronous building, they see Emp when she's all distraught and battle damaged and stuff, way worse off than she is here. Which they're like, oh my god, is that a possible alternate future? Like, what's going on? And not an unavoidable, definitely going to happen future me. And then they even pick up like, oh man, she was like, she cried when she saw me. And then the really sad part is I immediately noticed that I sure don't seem to get any skinnier in the alternate future. And Ninjette just, you can tell by the thought or by the word balloon, priorities, Emp. And now this is the real end. We get some awesome developmental sketches by Brandon Graham right here. Fantastic book. Highly recommend. If you've never read Empowered, go seek it out. Go pick up an issue. Go pick up one of the collections. Even one of these specials is really great. I know I picked up another one. I can't remember what the artist was. Takashi. I can't remember his last name, but probably something I'll drop on the channel too. And while you're at it, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you're notified every time a new vid drops. And on that note, I'm out.